Happy day, whatever it is here in the Quarantine Cafe. Actually, I do know what day it is. It is a very special day today. It's Wendy's birthday! Woo! Happy birthday, Wendy! So because it is her birthday, and we haven't done a dessert here, I'm going to make one of her favorites. I'm going to make chocolate mousse. This is pretty much all pantry stuff, or stuff that's easy to grab or have on hand. And it's going to make something that's going to almost taste and look restaurant quality, but it's so easy that anybody can do it. So we'll kind of go talk about it as we go. I got some egg yolks, 4 egg yolks. If you have a kitchen scale, and I'll post the recipe later that's going to have the weights for all of this. It's really great to be able to weigh stuff out for accuracy, because as far as imperial measurements go, I have no idea how much powdered sugar this is. It looks about a half a cup. But I do know that it's 1.8 ounces. So powdered sugar going in. I always, especially when I'm working with chocolate and I'll taste it, maybe add some more, I always add salt to it, especially to the sweet things. Salt just makes things taste more intense, more like more of themselves. And salt with chocolate in particular, big thumbs up. And so I'm going to add, especially because I'm not really cooking this, I'm going to add vanilla extract. Just a little bit.
Just a sploosh, as Tammy Hardman would say.
That's right. And then I'm going to let this thing go. Since I've got powdered sugar in here, I'm going to start it on low. I have made this mistake and not done it, and then you end up with extra cleanup. I remember one time we were in the restaurant, we were mixing up like a seasoned flour in one of those big giant mixers, and one of the cooks did not turn it from the high speed down to low to get it started, cranks it up, flour goes everywhere. I forget if I'm in the walk-in or if I'm in the office or doing something just not in the kitchen, and hear one of the amigos come up and goes, "Chef, Tony Montana way." And I walk out and the entire kitchen just covered with flour.
Well, we got some friends watching. We got Morgan's back.
Hey, Morgan.
Krista Miller.
Hey,
and Benet.
Hey.
He's loving your t-shirt.
Good to have it. I'm loving this t-shirt too, so thank you to Kate Rollins and the good people at Inked Apparel Company. I actually will post the link in this one if you want to buy one for yourselves. We get nothing out of it, but it's super cool that somebody would think to create a design for us doing stuff here in the QC, and we appreciate it. So
in the QC, I love it.
In the QC, that's right. The Quarantine Cafe. I mean, I think it's cool that people from Michelin-starred chefs to not Michelin-starred chefs are doing these kind of instructional kinds of things. I mean, I think Mike Simon was doing them. Gabriel Kreutzer, I'm sure I'm butchering the pronunciation of his name. His restaurant is awesome. I've been there a couple of times up in New York, so hoping he gets to come back. To Massimo Bottura, to a whole bunch of other folks who are doing this kind of, you should do this at home. And this is one of those that you should definitely do at home, because for those of you just joining us, it's Wendy's birthday!
Yay!
So this will end up being for later tonight. It's going to be good to kind of let it set up. What we're looking to do here is we're whipping air into the egg yolks because they're naturally very dense, very fatty, and the more air we whip into it, the more it's going to easily incorporate with our chocolate and then with the cream that we fold into it eventually. So what we're looking for is we're looking for them almost double in volume, and they're going to turn from that kind of golden, almost marigold color to a lot more pale yellow. And it's going to have the consistency, if anybody, I mean, this applies to if you've ever made it out of a box, but cake batter, it'll kind of have, like when you pull it off the beater or off the mixer, it kind of runs like a ribbon. We call it the ribbon stage. So that's kind of what that's exactly what we're looking for here.
Very cool. So you already melted your chocolate earlier.
I did. So this is just semi-sweet chocolate. This was just a baking chocolate, 60%. So if you ever see the numbers on there, the lower the percentage means the lower amount of cocoa solids that are in there. So if you see a number like 30, it's probably going to taste more sugary than it is chocolatey. The higher the number, the more kind of intensely chocolatey it's going to taste. If you see it at 100%, there's going to be no sugar in it at all, and it will be quite bitter. Which has its use. I mean, it gives you the control to add as much sugar as you want for this, but for me, for just an all-purpose pantry chocolate, a good semi-sweet or bittersweet chocolate is good to use. We did this over a double boiler earlier. I wanted to kind of consolidate our steps here, so I didn't put it on earlier. You can use the microwave for this if you want to melt chocolate. We don't use the microwave for a ton of stuff, but I would totally go for it for melting chocolate.
Very cool. Thank you everyone for the happy birthday wishes. Benet, Jennifer. It's going to be an interesting one this year, that's for sure. I got from my team at work, they sent me some cami cakes through Postmates, which I thought was pretty awesome. That was very unexpected, and so thanks to them, Vonton, Taryn, and Joanna on my team.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
These look great, so this is very, very cool. Even during quarantine, you kind of get the hostage negotiation, knock on the door, and then walk away.
That's right.
So I'm going to kind of show you the ribbon stage. If you can kind of get down in here, see how it kind of flows off, almost has that cake batter-like consistency.
And it's light yellow.
Yeah.
So it's lightened up a bit.
So I'm going to fold this into our melted chocolate.
Yum.
I'll show you a little bit more about folding when we're adding the cream. Right now I'm just looking for this to incorporate, so I'm not looking for a perfect fold to make sure that the air stays in it, but as best you can. I'm not looking to whip it per se.
So what would be the perfect percentage of chocolate, like a 60 or 70% cacao?
Yeah,
or...
somewhere in there. I think in the restaurant days when I would make this 64 to 68 was good. Unfortunately, most supermarkets don't have very high quality chocolate. You probably see it labeled more as baking chocolate, because anything that's kind of meant to be what they'll call melting chocolate or really anything else is just there's too much sugar in it, and it melts really loose and wonky. What you're looking for, at least in this case, is something that's going to have some body to it.
Yeah. Hey, Jennifer's birthday is on Thursday, so happy early birthday.
Happy early birthday.
Yes, it is weird. We were supposed to be in Marrakesh today celebrating, so this was definitely we're making the best of it. We're going to have delicious chocolate mousse, and we're going to order some takeout, and I'm very lucky to have this man in my house and in my life, so I'm very grateful.
Happy to be a part, and happy birthday.
Question: is the melted chocolate still warm, or has it cooled to room temperature?
Somewhere in between. I don't want it when it's just straight off the heat, because you don't want to. When I add this cream to it, I don't want it to immediately deflate the cream and cause it to turn into a watery mess. So I will melt it, and then I'll pull it off the heat for about 5 minutes, just to kind of, I may take a spatula and run it through just to let some of that hot air escape. So here's the base.
Good question from Benet.
Yeah, excellent question. So this is whipped heavy cream. There's nothing else added to it. This is this is whipped to soft peaks. What that means is when I kind of pull my spatula up, it's going to deflate, or not deflate, but kind of weep a little bit. It's not going to hold a stiff peak. So I'm looking to incorporate this into this, and in a way that's going to give it some lightness. Some airiness. So what I don't want to do is put all of it in at once and try and get it from there. So I'm going to add this in a couple of installments. So usually about 3 is kind of the magic number. So the first one, this is going to be like my primer. So this one, I'm not worried about maintaining that airiness because I'm trying to lighten the cream to where it'll take the rest of it. So this one, I'll be a little bit more aggressive in mixing, because what I want to do is I want to get all that melted chocolate mixture off of the bottom and the sides of the bowl.
Got a question from Jennifer. Do you worry about the chocolate cooking the eggs and getting curdles?
So that's kind of one of the benefits of whipping the eggs, is we've added more air into it. We've kind of expanded the volume of it, so you're going to run a little bit less of a risk of the eggs curdling, scrambling, cooking, any of that. So great question. Well, I do want them to gently cook a little bit from whatever residual heat is left over, but not anything to where it's going to, the proteins are going to bond and we're going to have solidified egg yolk. Great question.
Cool. Dean is back,
hey, Dean.
And David Hobbs. We also have Lee and Holly Packer in the house.
Hey, everybody. So now I'm going in with installment number 2, and this one I actually do want to be a little bit more gentle with the folds here. So I'm more kind of working from the center, kind of like a clock. I'm working 12 to 6, and then over to 9, back over, and kind of turning the bowl. I do want this nice and airy. I'm trying to incorporate the cream. I don't want to have a ton of streaks in it.
So it's well mixed, but not overly mixed.
Right. Because again, we think of mousse is light and airy, and this is how we get light and airy.
Ben's asking, where do we get one of those shirts? We will post a link on this video.
Indeed we will.
Some friends of ours made these, and they're really awesome. So we don't get any money from them. It's just, thought it was cool.
It's just cool to have. It's like, I got merch.
Yeah. I also like the weird, like, hazmat symbols on it. It's like somewhere you wouldn't want to eat, but,
Who knows? We try and do a YouTube channel, or is that like every annoying douchebag guy in his 30s, like, hey, I should start a podcast or something. I got interesting things to say.
Whatever people do, don't start a podcast.
No, don't start a podcast. I don't care about you. Except for you. You know who you are.
And the people that have one already are okay.
Sure.
Because they've made it.
Well, from being part of one years ago, it's a lot more effort than it seems.
That's a lot of work.
It is. So shout out to Mike Jordan and the Southern Kitchen team for making a lot of work look easy.
That's right. And then also shout out to Chrissy Moore, who does a podcast called The Fleabag Situation. She's a huge fan of the show. So I think I just saw some news about Fleabag doing some kind of musical. So I'm sure they have stuff to discuss.
Tremendous.
Benet is saying this is the perfect dessert for Passover Seder, virtual tomorrow night.
Oh, wonderful.
No, it is. And it's a lot easier to make than most people think. It's just about taking the time to do it right.
Right. And so I've still kind of been whipping from the bottom, but check it out. That's it.
That's it.
And you could eat this on its own. It's great with any kind of crispy, crunchy elements. You could do kind of a goof on s'mores out of this if you wanted to. Other flavors that go well with chocolate, any kind of nuts, almonds I like a lot with chocolate, pistachios, hazelnuts. If you want to go the sweet, salty route, it sounds kind of funky, but it's really good. Potato chips with something that's super rich and chocolatey. That's it. Super easy. Chocolate mousse. Happy birthday, Wendy.
Yay.
We will see you guys tomorrow. Until then, stay safe, stay indoors, wash your hands. See you guys.